This supplement was one of the best supplements I had for like staving off hunger. And what people do when they take this supplement, they don't take it the right way. This is Hoodia gordonia, and it's got some green tea extract in it. The way to take this supplement is you don't take the pill and just swallow it. It's not going to work for crap. That's not how it works. The way Hoodia works was the South African warriors used to go on hunting trips to stave off hunger. They used to take the Hoodia cactus and chew it in their mouth. That's what staved off the hunger. So if you take the capsule and you just swallow it, it doesn't do a damn thing. That's why it doesn't work. But I found it gave you just enough of an edge that if you were hungry and you wanted to last another hour or two and not think about, hunger pains, what you would do is just take this capsule and kind of bite into it just a little bit and let some of that, that flavor. It's not really flavorful. It tastes kind of nasty, but it's not really that bad, or anything, but it's enough. It does work to stave off your hunger if you kind of slowly chew the capsule and let it melt in your mouth. And it's got the green tea extract in it, which helps with burn fat too. I remember when I was in my 50s, I was probably equal to one of the best shapes of my life. I was in about 8% body fat. I was working out 3 hours a day. And one thing I used to do was I'd have lunch around 12 or 1 o'clock, and I'd pretty much skip breakfast. Sometimes I'd have a couple apples for breakfast. That would be about it. Then I'd go to the gym and work out for 3 hours. And by the time I got home, it was around 11:30, midnight or something like that, because I'd go to the gym after work, and usually work was like up to 6, 7 o'clock or something. And by the time I did all that stuff, it was only 2 meals a day. And one thing I never realized what I was doing, why I was just so lean, was I was getting, it wasn't just the calories, it was the fact that I had already burned up all the carbs. The insulin was going down. I never knew about this insulin stuff till just recently, but I knew about you had to burn up the sugars before you got onto the fat. But I never knew about the insulin hormone affecting fat burn. Like if you have high insulin levels, you'll never get into fat burn. And the only way to get into where your insulin levels drop is you have to go without food a certain period of time. Usually it's about 11 hours. Now probably I accelerated that process because when I say ate around 12 noon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went to the gym around 7 o'clock to about 10 at night, 3 hours of solid working out was probably more like, I don't know, at least 6 hours of just not working out. The energy expended actually probably was, I probably burned up good 2,000 calories in that 3 hours. It was like a ridiculous amount of freaking working out. So it more or less, in effect, even though that was only an 11 or 12 hour period, it was in effect probably more like a 20-hour period because of the massive amounts of working out I was doing. I really got in, and I knew enough that I had to get in past where you burn the carbohydrates and you start burning the fat. And I was lean, man. I had ribs showing, but I was still muscular, and had a lot of energy too. But the one thing that kept me from, really feeling hungry was this stuff, man. And it was like people would tell me, "Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work." Well, you don't take the capsule and swallow it. These people that, the African warriors that took the Hoodia, that were on hunting trips, they didn't take the cactus and swallow it. They kept chewing it in their mouth. So I take one of these capsules and I let it last a long time. It does help stave off hunger. It's not like a total miracle, but it gives you that little extra edge. And a lot of times that little extra edge, all the little tricks add up. Everything you do adds up. It's like what kind of food you have, what kind of vitamins and minerals you have, and also the green tea also helps to burn with the fat metabolism too. It's good for you too. And one of the foods I used to eat too, that was, if I really was really hungry, was apple. And apple also is good for fat burn too, and it's got the roughage in it to kind of fill you up, and it worked. But I haven't taken this stuff in a long time, and right now I've been doing the 16 and 8, 16-hour fast, an 8-hour interval. Been doing that for the last 5 days or so, and it's not hard to do. Actually, I've been doing more like, I'd say 17 to 18 hours fasting, and then maybe a 6 or 7 hour window where you eat. And what I've been eating is mainly high quality vegetables and stuff, so without even working out, it feels like I'm probably getting back where I was. I'd like to be able to get on a program where I don't have to work out 3, 4, sometimes I was working out pretty much all day. That would be pretty extreme, but I worked out every single day, 365 days a week, high intensity, at least 3 hours a day. Sometimes it was 4 or 5 or more hours, and yeah, it just kills a lot of time. And I kind of got away from it. And I was a person that I used to work out all the time, in school, and then I went into the Marine Corps, and kind of like that was another reason I went in there, because hey, it's part of the job, you can work out. And I've just been used to it. So if you don't work out, I tend to gain weight. But I'm trying to look for a formula that I don't have to work out so crazy much, and just maybe my exercise will be like all the different things I do around in my yard, doing all the trimming of trees, mowing the lawn, and putting up fencing and whatever, that kind of stuff, and putting in some concrete posts or something, that doing car work, where I don't need to be formally going to the gym and spending a lot of time. Before, it didn't matter that much going to the gym, because what I used to do was I used to take my laptop, and it had a lot of stuff on there from work, from the accounting firm, the CPA firm, and I'd say for, when I was on the cardio machines, like the elliptical machine, I'd have the laptop there, and I'd be reviewing a lot of the different things that were, whatever the documents or spreadsheets, just familiarizing myself with stuff. Maybe not really, intensely studying it, but it was enough that I was getting, two benefits at the same time. I was working out, and I was also getting some education or familiarization in with client stuff. But today, right now, I don't work with the CPA firm as much, and I don't need to be doing that. So it's like, I don't really get into that stuff as much. So sometimes I would also take a lot of nutritional manuals and stuff and read that stuff, but with me. But to me, it's like I'd rather have a schedule where, I get my physical activity from just working on cars, doing lawn work and stuff, and not have to go to the gym so much, because it does eat up a lot of time. In the military, it was okay, because what I used to do was they give you an extra half an hour for lunch if if you go work out. And I used to run 8 miles of hills every freaking afternoon, skip lunch, and go hit the 2 pull-up bars, do sit-ups, and do push-ups and stuff like that, leg lifts or some garbage, and get back in to the section where we were at, and that would be part of the job. And then I usually work out after freaking we're done with our regular duties and stuff too. I usually work out twice a day or more in the military, so I was lean in there too. When you get into office mode, you gain weight. So I gained weight, and then when I got into the gym again, all my military and you know, college, high school athletic stuff kicked in again, and I just tore it up, man. I just was really lean again and all that kind of garbage. Then I got away from it. It seems like I have to work out a lot to be lean. I'm trying to find a formula where I don't have to do that. It seems to be that the intermittent fasting might be the whole ticket. I never knew about that stuff. It's all over the internet. It's like intermittent fasting. Sometimes you can fast for, I mean, I probably could fast for 1 or 2 days or so. I ain't going to try that because I'm trying to get stuff done, and I don't want to be bonking when I'm trying to get it done. But it's easy to fast for 16, 17, 18 hours a day. And limit your window to 6, 7, 8 hours when you eat. It's not hard to do that at all. And if you feel like it's difficult, this stuff can help you out a lot. I haven't really taken this stuff, but I do know this trick worked for me when I was doing, you know, my schedule was, I'd have maybe 1 or 2 apples in the morning for breakfast. Then I'd have, for lunch, I'd have fish and different types of vegetables. You know, usually it was like, you know, a mixed variety, but a lot of times asparagus was one of the better ones, broccoli. And I put coconut oil on it and this Creole hot seasoning. Really made the vegetables taste good. And I put oregano, turmeric, salt, pepper, rosemary, whatever, every kind of herbs. And that would be my lunch, and then I would go to the gym probably hit the gym around 7. Then by the time I was done with the gym, it would be at 10. By the time we get home, it would be around 11:30, 12. And then I would eat then. And, you know, man, I was lean as crap, man. I had ribs showing, all this other garbage. But I was taking the Hoodia then. Because sometimes in the morning, before lunch, I feel like, man, I feel pretty hungry because, I don't know. Yeah. You know, I'd be burning up. I'd probably at the gym, I would burn up. I was pretty some people were accusing me of being almost anorexic, to tell you the truth. That's how bad it was. So, probably was a little anorexic. You know, actually, I was sort of anorexic. I mean, because I had ribs showing. Well, I was pretty strong. But when I, this stuff really worked. But the way you take it is you don't swallow the pill. And the other thing I used to take, I'm not taking it now, it's pretty expensive. I got a lot of supplements there, is alpha lipoic acid with L-carnitine combination with CoQ10. That helps to raise the ATP. And raising your ATP is what your energy is that's going in and out of the mitochondria of the cells. And if your ATP is up, you're good to go, man. You got some pretty good energy. That's like your fat burning mode to the max. But, you know, right now, I'm kind of like in a mode where I want to do, you know, it is like, I got this on the hood of my El Camino right now. Like, I want to be getting into, you know, doing a car. I got to put a camshaft in the car. I mean, that's physical labor, believe it or not. You know, cleaning up the engine bay. Want to put carpeting in it, pull the seats out, you know, put some kind of good covers on the seats and stuff. Want to start getting sanding into all this paint off of here and repainting it. I mean, that's a lot of physical exercise. It's not as good as exercise as the gym. It doesn't burn up as much calories, but it's not bad exercise. And I'm thinking, you know, it seems like it's easier if you are working out steady for a couple hours or 3 hours. You burn a lot of calories and you don't think about it. But then you eat up so much time, it takes away from the time you need to get your crap done. So I'm trying to find something whereby I can get a reasonable amount of exercise, still cut calories a lot, burn a lot of fat, get lean, have a lot of energy, and get stuff done. You know, one thing that was disadvantaged, like I said, it wasn't so bad before with the gym, because after I get out of the CPA firm, or was doing as a controller in another place, you know, I go to the gym and I take work with me a lot of times, besides some of the nutritional books and stuff. But I'd also take work with me, and it complemented each other. It doesn't work out that way so much now, so usually the gym is sort of like, you know, I feel like I'm wasting time over there when I need to get stuff done. So I'm trying to find a way to get away from that, going to the gym as much, and still stay lean. So this might be the ticket. And I never did intermittent fasting formerly. I did the 2 meals a day. And, you know, 2 meals a day, I didn't realize what the hell I was doing exactly. You know, I knew about, you had to burn up the carbs first before you get into the fat, but I never knew about the insulin garbage. I did not know that stuff. And if your insulin levels are high, you can't really burn fat. And if you take any kind of, I was always thinking, well, if I put a carb in my mouth, it's going to have to burn that up before I get into the fat. But if you put a carb in your mouth, any carbohydrates, what happens is you spike your insulin. So inadvertently, I was doing it correct for maybe the wrong reason. I was just thinking, well, these calories will be that much longer before I get into the fat. You really got to not eat nothing for a period of time to get into your fat burn mode. And that's not that super easy. But this Hoodia stuff does work as long as you let, you know, you slowly chew it, kind of let it melt in your mouth. That's the way you're supposed to take it. That's the way the African warriors staved off their hunger for like days on end when they were on a hunt. They took the Hoodia cactus. They didn't take the cactus and just swallow it. They kept chewing. It was like something they chew on. That's what you want to have. If that's how you want. That's how you want to take this stuff. It doesn't. It's not like a miracle, but it does work somewhat. And most people just don't do it the right way. And on the instructions on this thing, it just says, take 2 capsules before meal. Or 1 hour before your largest meal of the day. It's like, that doesn't work. You got to actually take the capsule. You know, they're thinking like, you know, you're going to take 2 capsules and it's going to stave off your hunger and you're going to eat less. The best way to take this is like, just let it, you know, kind of bite down onto it just a little bit and make it last, and, you know, chew it in your mouth a little bit at a time. Make the capsule last as long as possible. And, you know, the semi-nasty flavor of this stuff does stave off your hunger. Not like a miracle, but it works pretty good. It does work pretty good. So, then once you get in your fat burning mode, you know, you're good to go. And this does have, yeah, it's got, I knew it had caffeine. It's got a natural type of caffeine. Guarana extract. I knew it had caffeine. I was trying to find it on here. Guarana extract. It's a natural type of caffeine. So, not bad stuff, man. Man, but that was one of my secrets right there. And when I got lean, people were like, what the hell did you do? People saying I was anorexic, though. I was like, whatever. I mean, I was getting some criticisms because that shit, too. I mean, people saying I was anorexic, man. I was like, God. Well, women don't like it if your waist is skinnier than theirs. I'll tell you that right now. That's how bad it was, to tell you the truth, man. Well, somewhat, you know. Anyway, women around my age, my waist was a lot skinnier than theirs. They don't like that crap. So, you know, they didn't like that at all. But that tells you, you know, it was below 30 inches. Below 30-inch waist. It sure as hell ain't like that now, man. But knowing me, I could probably get, you know, if I wanted to, I could probably get back in this crap so freaking fast if I wanted to. I really don't want to that much, but I'm going to kind of do a half-assed effort at it without trying it too hard. Like I said, the 16 and 8, 16-hour fast with 8 hours eating, or I'm usually not even doing 16. I'm usually doing 17 or 18 hours fast, because the 16 I found easy. And I'm not even eating hardly. I'm not eating any garbage foods, even when I'm doing the, you know, the 6-hour eating period, whatever the hell it is, or 6, 7, or 8 hour. I usually don't even eat an 8-hour eating period. It's like I have a couple meals in there within that time, and it's not even hard to do, man. If it works, cool. It's cool, because then I'll be like, well, great. Because I don't feel like, you know, right now, like I said, I feel like when I go to the gym, I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time. Before it wasn't like that, because I used to take stuff with me that was work related, and right now it's like, you know, I'm at the CPA firm every week, but I'm not doing this anywhere near like what I was doing before. Because, you know, I'm into the redneck stuff here a little bit too. I mean, I'm like doing my car stuff and all this other junk I'm doing out here. Putting up Confederate flags and stuff like that. Whatever. So, anyway. But that's how you take this stuff. And it seems like it's working. It seems like it's working. You know. You know, the 16 and 8, 16 fast, 8 hour, you know, 2 meals in 8 hours, whatever. That seems like it's working. I just started doing it not even a week ago, so I don't know how fast it's going to work or not. I know when I was doing the full bore, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours a day working out, man. Man, well, I probably was anorexic. Got to admit it, I probably was. You know, I mean, you'd see ribs on me big time, man. I think the Iron Man body fat scale, it was always in single digits. Sometimes it said 8%, sometimes it said 7%. One time it said 5%. I don't know how accurate that garbage is, but that's pretty lean, you know. If that's, you know, that's really what it was, always in single digits. So that's where I was. And I'm not like that at all now, but who knows? You know, I like to get back to that way semi without freaking going that extreme. Like, a lot of people were scared that I was going to kill myself freaking working out. Because I was like in my 50s, and I'm like, you know, I mean, shit, I'd be out there. I could mow all this lawn out here, you know, all in the back and stuff, and trim all these trees and shit, and I'd be doing that, and I'd still go to the gym for 3-4 hours. That's how radical it was. You know? That's the kind of energy I had, and that was like in my 50s. It was insane. So, but I think that's that happens to you when you get really lean. You know, your energy levels just go way the hell up. Plus, I was doing well. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But this stuff does work, man. Just don't take the capsule and swallow it like they tell you on here. It's freaking wrong. You're supposed to just kind of chew on it, and you should try to fast. I don't know. I think you're giving the instructions on this thing kind of wrong. I was always using it to try to stave off the hunger to the next meal, or if I was hungry after I was working out and didn't want to eat nothing until I got back home or some crap, I would take one of these damn things. And it had some caffeine in it too, so, you know, if you're on a drive or something like that, it was like, okay, I'm not going to fall asleep at the wheel or something, that's good. And it's got the green tea in it, and it's a natural type of caffeine, so, you know, pretty good shit. Anyway, figured I'd tell you about this. This was one of my main weapons for getting lean, and I was lean, definitely. I was lean for sure back then.